Welcome back to Stock Talk Trades. We're going to be doing a chart analysis on QNT. Quant, I absolutely love Quant, but before we jump into it, please consider subscribing, hitting that bell icon, and dropping a nice comment down below what you guys want to see next. We're going to go ahead and actually jump to the monthly time frame to see what kind of price action Quant is giving us. Now we have increasing volume with increasing in spread from the previous spread. We have a really high wick, which is what I don't want to see, but we also have 10 days left in this candle, so anything can happen. Really not much is telling us on the monthly. Weekly, we had an extremely high volume with a super small spread. That would have told you to get out then. Catch the move lower. If you got out right at that close, boom, you would have saved yourself 14%. Again, I think we have room back down to 220. And I got flamed last video about how, no, it's not coming back to 220, not coming back. Anything's happening, and things don't just rip and run forever. And I knew this. We broke below 300. If we close below 300, then I'm going to be even more worried for Quant. Not worried, looking for even better entry actually at 220. Broke this previous low, which is what we did not want. We had increasing volume, very large spread, or very small spread, excuse me. So that was telling me, again, stocks and cryptocurrencies, the market takes a while to reverse. It's not like a sports car. It's like a semi-truck full with like steel. It takes a long time. So we see that, and then it slowly starts to round off and continue to the downside. Let's go ahead and use our Fibonacci retracement tool and see where it can go. Again, we pulled back right into that OTE zone, which is a very good entry point. Pulled back all the way to the low of 265. Whew! The OTE zone is optimal trade entry zone. So I do think we'll see H-bar over the next few days. I want to see decreasing volume on this move lower with a very high doji candle, really high volume doji candle to confirm that buyers are now in control, and we can see it back up to 250 or 350 and then $400. But I'm not going to touch that until I see some confirmation. Again, right now, 218 is my price target, 220 is my price target. But again, as more data flows in and as more candles start to form, that will change. So make sure to stay subscribed, hit that bell icon so you guys can stay up to date. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our RSI. Our RSI is going to the downside. We're about medium, so it's not really telling me too much. Let's go and use our MACD. MACD crossed the downside. It's very, very high. So I think we still have room to the downside. I want to see the MACD pretty low. So I think we'll see the MACD kind of stable off around 220, 225 for QNT. And now it's going to be a perfect entry for the move higher. That's exactly what I'm looking for. And that's what I'm waiting for on QNT. Now we're looking at the 21 EMA and the 9 EMA. We curve to the downside. We don't want to see the 9 EMA. Cross the 20 EMA, then we have room even lower. Now this is an indicator that John, a Stonk CEO, he's the president of the Stonk CEOs. I don't know if you heard him, but he showed me this indicator, and I decided to show you guys it. So when we have really light volume, it means that we're bullish, or not light volume. See how it's darker? These moving averages are darker, and then we click. There's our buying signal. And we're starting to clump up again to the downside. So I think if we continue in this downward movement, we might see another sell signal, and that's not what we want to see. We also might see it kind of clump up a little bit before exploding, and that's what we also have to watch out for, and that's what I think will happen. It might give us a short sell signal and then a buy signal to the downside. Especially if we do come down to 220, I think it will say a sell signal, but will then kind of bounce back and give us another buy signal. Guys, I want to see a nice double bottom for the move higher. Nice double bottom, head and shoulders pattern, something of that nature to continue the move and to validate the move higher. So let's go ahead and jump to a 4-hour chart. Again, we had increasing volume, same amount of spread, stopping volume. Boom, there's the move higher. Increasing volume now with a little bit of an increase in spread, which is what we want to see. Now we have very, very light volume. 4 hours left though. We want to see very light volume and have a small pullback potentially. In here, we have a pivot low. We have the previous candles higher. Both the lows and the highs are higher, and same for the end candle. Want to see this kind of round off and then continue higher for QNT. maybe before out, maybe a small retracement before the move lower. Yeah, I mean, we have, okay, we do have some slight support around 250. It's a mental support, also mental resistance. That's why we had a little hiccup here. We'll brought it all the way up, and then immediately we had a nice pullback. And I think we can continue. Everything is kind of pointing for QNT to come even lower. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but that's just the reality of it. I'm not going to bullshit you guys, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It helps with the channel. You can stay up to date on your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you might learn a thing or two. So anyways, peace.